Dr. Sarah Larson. We've got Rainbow Thunderheart on the cell phone, and we're trying to make sure that he can come in as a guest. I'm so grateful that you guys are here, and this is such an exciting time. I want to make sure everyone knows that we will get done at 11. And so today's talk, we're really covering sound vibration and being able to really administer to the world and to the environment around us through being able to manage the sound vibrations that are coming through us, and really how to bring peace and harmony and what we truly want to manifest on the planet through sound. It looks like there is one viewer. We've got 15 people in the room with us, 15 attendees. Rainbow, are you able to just say something on air, and let's see if it comes through your cell phone or through the Google Hangout?
Well, everyone, I'm sitting over here in Costa Mesa, California. Sorry for the technical problems this morning. Something's working not to get me on line with you to see me, but hopefully you can all hear me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you for sure. There is, and I hope someone will chat and say, let me know if this is, if you can understand us. There are enough people for this to be happening. I've done chats, webinar jams with people across the world, and there's been 2 of us in attendance, and then later it was broadcast. So it's not a number of people. Are you able, if someone will just put in the chat that you're able to hear Rainbow?
Was the invitation we just sent him, he's not able to join?
So the invite that you got, Rainbow, you're not able to join?
We just sent one right. We just sent one right now.
We just sent one right now with a Google Hangout invite.
Okay, let me check again.
It's really funny that we have something about sound vibration, and our expert that's been doing this his whole life and been given this beautiful name of Rainbow Thunderheart that really represents the wisdom of the rainbow, is giving the voice to the rainbow, to the thunder, to the feeling heart vibration. I love the visual that comes with your name, and I love the energy that we get to create every time we say your name or say the vibration. Really think about what we're saying. I was born in a third world country, and when my mom was pregnant, she was hanging out under dining room tables and under things to really make sure that her pregnancy, that she was safe. And one of the things that I really want, every one of my cells, I believe, divided with this innate desire to want to bring peace to the world, to want to be of service, so that there is such a vibration of stillness for growth and expansion to happen. And I would really love to hear Bravado's Rainbow Thunderheart's story on his birth story and how he got the name. And so how did you get the name?
Well, I'm checking right now to see if the email came through, and there's been no email come through. I don't know what to tell you all about that, but I guess we'll just go without being on that part of the thing today. So it's going to be a little picnic on that side. So
it is. This is you on my cell phone, which is so cute. It's an avatar, and it has you with a white face. But I'm putting this up so people can hear. And so, okay, awesome.
Right up there.
Lovely. So go ahead and share with us, Rainbow. Can you tell us how you got your name and sort of your birth story?
Well, I was born on the Native American homelands of my people in Wyoming on the Wind River Indian Reservation, which is in the center of Wyoming near the Grand Teton Parks, the Grand Teton Peaks. My name used to be Blue Thunder, and I worked with the blue light, and I took direction from the white light known as a Great Spirit. And the blue light represented the Blue Thunder beings, the Thunderbirds, and the Central Sun. And so at that time, I took direction to bring the truth for 13 years. When 2013 came, that was 13 years. A little crazy at that time, I had 13 grandchildren. So as 2012 came, 2013 birthed into existence. The grandmothers of the Grand Teton Peaks, these are the spiritual grandmothers that live there, the council of 12 grandmothers, or the world, women of the world, the divine feminine. And in the Grand Tetons, it represents 7 arrows of light. And then those 7 arrows of light represents you're connecting to your higher self, your central self and your lower self. So you're connected to the Trinity within yourself, within my being. So I was connected because of my work I did to clear the thorns off the rose, so to say. So in the Shoshone nations, we're known as the people of the rose. In order to get to the heart of the rose, we have teachings to get us to get out of negativity, anger, hatred, jealousy, those kinds of things, which represents the thorns on the rose. In order to get the thorns off the rose, as Blue Thunder, I now rose to a new name, which represented Rainbow Thunderheart, 7 arrows of light that represents the rainbows in the heart, which are the 7 chakras, or the 7 arrows of light that radiate from the Grand Tetons and the crystals that activated me to bridge the rainbow of the bridge in myself from the left and the right, from the negative positive, to become one, to connect in the middle, the third point, to activate myself to be more intuitive, psychic, whatever you want to call this, all-knowing energy. And because of that, I was now to bridge the rainbow teachings for humanity, to teach them to open their hearts. But that also gave me the power to transform the elements and shape-shift them underneath the vibrations of whatever I would look into, the sounds, tones, vibrations, words spoken, gave me the power now to do these certain things to heal all that was within the environment, humanity, the universe, the cosmos, many things like that within the stars. So that's how I got my name, and that's what that represents.
That's so beautiful, Rainbow, that your name is really a name of graduation of sorts, to say that your energy field is now capable of accessing all 7 rays of light. I want to talk just a little bit to answer some of the questions that are happening in the chat area. Everything that we do comes through sort of through waves, and those waves are generated by sound. Every sound has a ray of light. There's light coming off of our hands. It's the light coming off is 1,000 times less strong than the light that it takes to see our skin, to see physical parts, to see the light around us. But everything is producing light, and everything is producing a vibration. We now can measure brain waves. And brain waves, the gamma brain wave is the wave in which things are shifted or produced, like spoon bending occurs, or we're bringing elements from another dimension. And a lot of the sacred traditions that have been passed down from wisdom keeper to wisdom keeper really share with us the processes to get ourselves out of, like, the alpha is when we're watching TV, alpha brainwave. The beta brainwave is when we're alert with our eyes closed, meditative. Delta is sleeping. Theta is this healing, another automated programming state that we get into. And that gamma is produced through our brain, through our heart's intelligence, to be able to create things like rain. And I'm in California, and we've been working with a lot of different groups out here. I've been working with with groups here to produce rain, and we every Thursday I host a group out here, and every Thursday for several weeks now it's been raining. And recently, after meeting you, Rainbow Thunderheart, it stormed. And so can you tell us about the work that you're doing here in California?
I've been working since January on the West Coast, working on many sacred sites. I came down into these lands in San Diego and Los Angeles and up through Big Bear. So I've been down here since last June and July and August, September, and October, working on sacred sites to get people to consider what's going on with the environment and also clearing the energy force fields in the environment around these sacred sites. So it's a task that I'm fulfilling to help people understand what's going on with the environment. And I've trained many groups up and down the West Coast and around the world and asking them to understand how to heal the environment. So I wrote a book one time, just recently, it's 30 pages long. It's about healing Mother Earth sacred sites, and it's in-depth information about what to look into the environment, how to meditate, how to find out what's going on there and clear those energies. So out on the ocean, there's HAARP. There's bad sound vibrations in the submarines, the ships, whether they're industrial ships, cargo ships, military ships. There's all kinds of sounds and vibrations. Not only there, they're in the military aircraft. They're in the commercial airlines. There's a wall of energy that was out there lined up along the coast. So when the water came, it would hit the West Coast. It would fly over the top of the land and land over and dump in the East Coast. Or it would go around to the north and then channel in above Washington and then go down below on the border kind of, and then go around, and then these two jet streams would now take the weather and dump it in the middle of the United States and then dump on the East Coast. And that's all the weather they're getting, all this harsh winter, all the ice storms, because of that blockage of energy that was made by the military, humanity. Every word, every thought, every action has made a wall of energy that has stopped that water from coming into California, into Oregon, and into Washington. And there's some of the droughts. Now the springs were shut down by roads and highways, housing developments, drilling wells, cutting holes in the earth, mining, gravel pits, a lot of things like this. So that shut the springs down. And right now we're still working on bringing awareness to humanity that we need their help, because every word, every thought, every action that they have is like a piece of static electrical current. So it's like if you turn your TV set on, it can be real snowy sound. It goes, makes that kind of a sound. Every word and thought is like a speck in the environment, and that holds heat. That's the environmental warming on the planet. It's not the greenhouse effect. It's not the carbon effect. What is heating up the planet are the thoughts, words, and actions that got recorded in the H2O. In the H2O, if we go to work and clean and clear the static electrical energy out, that's what's holding the carbon-based heating energy up in the environment. Now, we're promoting a ceremony to be on the globe, around the equator, on many sacred sites, like we're on these sacred sites here, up and down Washington, Oregon, and California, to break that force field of energy, to work on activating the springs and calm the tectonic plates, which are the earthquakes, and also the tornadoes. Now, just recently, when the water came back in, there was a tornado in Los Angeles, and there's been high winds all over that have torn up the coast. Even though water came back in, there were floods. There were landslides. Now, what I'm asking humanity to remember is this is only the beginning. Just because we're getting a little water doesn't mean the drought's over. we're still working to activate the spring. So, you know, I can't do that by myself and the rest of us around here. We need help from millions of people in California to bring up their awareness, their knowledge, their educational information to them, in other words, so that they can become aware of what we're doing, which we become conscious of the fact that this is what's going on. It's about science and information that proves what we're doing is real through our Native Americans who are doing things. We're now proving that through science that what we do know is old ancient technology to help keep the environment pristine with water, rain, calming the tectonic plates, a lot of things like this. So what I'm asking humanity to remember is that every word, every thought, every action that we have is affecting the environment to be dysfunctional. And when that becomes dysfunctional, Mother Earth is going to prepare to start taking back her abundances. With the water, she'll take the food back. She's going to push us into a corner. She's going to push us into submission to submit and stop resisting against fighting with ourselves, fighting against each other, things like this, being concerned, being judging, being debating with each other, who's right, who's wrong, because that energy is what is making the wall of energy that's stopping the rain from coming in and shutting down the springs with developing, cutting holes, scraping the surface with bad sounds and vibrations. So all that's being recorded in the electromagnetic energy force fields with all of the sounds, tones, vibrations, words, thoughts, and actions, which are the resonance of vibrations and energies of high electrical currents, frequencies. So that is what has deharmonized the web of life, known as grandmother spider's web, which are ley lines in these matrices. So this is what we're asking humanity to come into play, to consider what this means. Now, it can go really, really deep, or it can go simple with information. We don't want this information to be so in-depth and so confusing that people say, what does that mean? We want it to be really simple, that people can understand every word and every thought and action is affecting the environment and affecting people's lives. And this is what they said. What happens to the web of life gets recorded in the environment, and we have to do these ceremonies to clean and clear that energy out of the web of life. So it's like Chief Seattle said from Washington State, one of the powerful chiefs up there of the tribe, said more or less what man does to the web of life, man does to himself. So that means man puts thoughts, words, and actions into the web that replays. If we're angry, upset, arguing, fighting, swearing, cussing, killing, murdering, stabbing, hurting people, that will replay in the web of life. Like history repeats itself, it will repeat itself. For 500 years, going back 26,000 years, the environment is so full of actions. That's why the environment is retaliating, because it can't take any more negative and positive negative thoughts in the environment. So this is why we're having tornadoes, earthquakes, fires, floods, and droughts, and tsunamis around the world, because of what humanity is doing. In order to understand peace, it's important to understand the principles of peace, or at least consider them at least, and then look into them, that they are scientifically and can be taught through a educational format, that this is real and true. So I feel that what I have should be a prerequisite in all the colleges as Earth Wisdom for Peace 101, to bring awareness about what this really means. So there can be no peace on the planet, like in Israel, Jerusalem, Iran, Iraq, some of the warring countries. They can talk about peace, I like to say, till the red, white, and blue in the face and story-eyed, and then the next day they have a peace talk. The next day they go back to warring and fighting. The people start killing each other because the energy is in the environment. Talking about it is not going to get it done. It has to be cleared and cleaned out of the electromagnetic energy force fields in order for it to stop replaying. And that's my task around the global equator ceremony, and that's going to cost me at least $5 million to get this job really done. So I'm calling out to humanity to give me your funds and finances and money so we can bring this peace process to the planet, as we get a big team of people to go with us to promote this to take place. And this is why I'm really, really got my hopes and joys up that we can do this, because we're in California. We're bringing the rain back, which we did in 2004. We proved we could do it. We did it in 2008 in Atlanta, Georgia, and 5 states. We healed historical drought there. And we've been calming volcanoes in Guatemala, Costa Rica, Mexico, the United States, and especially the Super Yellowstone in Super Yellowstone volcano in Wyoming, where I'm from. So people look at me and think that I'm very magical, and it's not that. It's that I understand how energy works. So I'm a professor of energy as a Native American. That people look at us as medicine men or shamans. What I can do, others can do. This is what we're teaching. And that's what the many famous masters said in the past. What they could do, we could do. So this is why I'm asking humanity to join us and to become educated in this format. And I thank Dr. Sarah for her great wisdom and clarity on her scientific facts and beauty, her beautiful knowledge on what she represents in her work to everyone out there. So I really, really thank you for joining us, and we're doing more work in California, like the Ascent Expo that's coming up, the red carpet thing that's going to be happening in Hollywood in February 27th, 28th, and the 1st. We're going to be talking about this to the red carpet people, to Hollywood, to the filmmakers, to millionaires, so that we can get a foothold to promote peace on the planet. All we need is $5 million to go around the world with a team of people trained to do this. And I put those thoughts in. I'd like all of you out there to put those thoughts in for me too, because what's good for me is good for you. It's about peace. It's not about that I'm going to become rich or anything. All this money will go to support the documentary and to travel around the world to get this job done on many sacred sites. 90 degrees above the equator, 9 degrees below, and on the equator, and many other places around the world on the sacred site. So that might be a lot of words in a few minutes, but any questions, or would you like to say anything, Dr. Sarah? I'll stop right now from there.
Thank you so much. Your wisdom is so amazing, and I'd love for us to continue dialoguing as well. One of the things that when I went to Egypt this year, and I was there for the elections, and we went there purposely to bring or hold the vibration of peace and celebration in the nation. And on the ground in Egypt, there everything that I witnessed from the days and days of voting, everything was peaceful. There were no riots. There were nothing threatening happening. And on the news in the U.S., my friends that were staying in touch with us, my husband, were sharing some of the images and things from around different news sites that were showing Egypt in disarray at the very same time that we were there. And I was physically there, present in these places that reports were being given that there was something frightful or scary or harmful happening. And so the sound healing vibration that we carry is so important. Whichever land that we're standing on, wherever we are, it's really important to notice the peace that's there and to amplify the beauty and the peacefulness. And that's one of the very quick ways in which we can channel, shift, bring in a different clearing vibration frequency. And sitting in the King's Chamber and having the group that I was with, we had private time in the King's Chamber. I caught all of these visions of humanity and all of these great sacred downloads that really share that humanity has made it. That there are wisdoms that are coming through for us to be able to clear the oceans, to clear the air, to clear the environmental pollution that's being generated by the vibrations that we're holding in our hearts and in our energy field, especially that vibration of fear or distrust, or even the vibration of not loving ourselves or accepting ourselves. That vibration, those technologies are coming through, and Rainbow Thunderheart and wisdom keepers from around the globe are being given the tools what's beautiful is being native, being holder of a wisdom in your DNA that when activated produces a very specific result to the land environment. And that's why it's so important right now for all of us that really have the vibration of wisdom keepers in our DNA are given. So Rainbow Thunderheart in his DNA, having done the work, having come to a very peaceful vibration wherever he's going, getting the graphs that pinpoint on the Earth's map where the ley lines are, and uniting the frequency that he's carrying in his heart, the sound vibration, and the wisdom that only he can, and the groups that surround him can share and bring through. And this is for each person listening. You wouldn't be called to this. You wouldn't be watching this. You wouldn't be hearing this if you weren't at some level one of the wisdom keepers. And I know with absolute certainty, energy is never created nor destroyed. And the sound vibration that you're transmitting through your heart frequency has a knowing and has a wisdom that's being called out for you to remember what brings you the greatest level of joy and to sit in that joy vibration, and then to amplify the peace, the acceptance, the love vibration all around you, to really, really amplify what Earth is. She's so eloquent. She's so capable. She's so wise. And to amplify our listening of what is being shared. Shortly after we left Egypt, the sands parted and more sacred temples became revealed for us to start deciphering the codes that are on that. And the codes and the hieroglyphics and what was stated there really speak to the heart and sound vibration and how powerful we are. To this day, all of the engineers, all of the technology cannot recreate the sacred monuments that the Aztec, that the Egyptians, ancient 5,000 years ago, even some of the work that shows up even earlier than that, what they created, we still cannot create those structures. And they knew how to do it with sound and light, and with being these active wisdom DNA activators, keepers. That's written about, it's been shared about, it's been passed down, and it's especially passed down in our DNA. At the energy that we are, this vibration that we are, has a unique purpose and a unique way that it connects to peace and bliss. And only the person, only you can activate that within yourself. And you can amplify it by being with those that are well versed in it. And so I just want to give sort of a simple process. Whenever you're, especially in the morning, early morning, with partnering with the sun, being in the vibration of where you can comfortably feel and receive the sun's rays and lights, and you feel the energy that's in your heart, and you receive and accept everything that's in your environment. It doesn't necessarily mean you love everything there, but you accept it as it is. That is one of the processes that really allows for you to begin generating peace. You accept every thought that comes, and you sit still and you accept every idea, and you actually give gratitude in the energy field of saying, wow, I'm really grateful that this thought is coming across my field, not necessarily what you're thinking about, but just that those thoughts are coming. And then noticing the gaps in which over time that you can begin listening to and feeling what the earth around you, what is being communicated, because you're stilling yourself and you're not fighting what is coming through the sound, thought, vibration. That's one of the simple ways. And then there are vowel sounds that you can make every morning, just running through the vowel sounds and making sounds through your vocal cord that vibrate your heart. And that will also produce a healing presence wherever you are. And Rainbow, we've just got a few more minutes, but I'd love for you to share a process that everyone can do until we're able to gather together. I know your website has that beautiful book that you talked about. Your website, can you mention your website and how to get there, and a little bit about the book, and a little bit about a process that each person can do?
Okay, my website is earthwisdomfoundation.net. Of course, that's www.earthwisdomfoundation.net. And on there, there's a book that has been put out to help people recognize how to look into the web of life and to communicate and meditate, talk to the elements, talk to the microorganisms, the birds, the rivers, the mountains, all things in creation. And when we're doing these ceremonies during equinoxes and solstices, those are the times that the energy is so strong that our energy in our heart increases to manifest whatever we want to think, bursts into existence, shape shifts things that were in shape or form or something, and to change that shape and form and clear what it was into something else. So this is what we can do, is to find peace in your heart, is what Dr. Sarah was saying. It's important to do those things. A lot of people are having a hard time getting that done. And the main reason is why they can't get a lot of this done, it keeps replaying, is because in the energy force field, in the environment, in the matrix, in the web of life, there are all those thoughts. And we're in this matrix in this third dimension of low vibrational negative thoughts and actions vibrating in the earth, wind, fire, and water, anger, hatred, jealousy, rape, murder, incest, mental behavioral problems, arguing, fighting, lying, deceiving, greed, corruption is vibrating in those vibrational frequencies of these energy lines known as a unified energy force field, which is known as the matrix, where all those words and thoughts are bombarding around and running rampant. And when we're standing in it, it gets into our mind, it gets into ourselves, it gets in our heart, and then we hear all those thoughts, and then we replay them. So this is why we keep replaying them. Now we can work on getting disciplined and clear all these things from us. But if we're not disciplined, what happens? We get right back to the same old thoughts because it's in the environment. And remember, we are human nature. We are the environment. We're made of nature. So whatever nature is vibrating, we're going to hear it. We're going to act out. So the thoughts we're hearing out there, most of the people are not your thoughts. They're other people's thoughts of thousands and millions of people. So in order to get out of the matrix, I ask you to put a ball of energy around you and disconnect from the matrix. That means you put an energy around you where
hold on just for a second. For some reason, your volume went down here. So that's to put the ball of energy. Can you start again from the ball of energy?
The ball of energy represents a matrix of sacred geometrical designs. Say some designs similar to the flower of life symbol. See yourself inside a round ball, standing in the middle of the flower of life circle. Charge that ball up with golden, purple, vibrant energy. Put it around you. Put a thought in that you're disconnected from the negative thoughts and emotions in the environment, on the earth, and that you are now protected and safe and there. Now you're like limited. You can walk through the matrix out there, and you're not going to be taking on other people's thoughts and emotions anymore. So this is what you can do to help yourselves get out of this replaying all that information. And remember, I mentioned that until we clean and clear up that energy force field on the planet, how can there ever be any peace? Well, that is why all that energy is out there. So wherever they're warring and fighting with peace talks, that vibration is really warring and vibrating there and replaying it every second, every moment. And they can talk about peace until they're red, white, and blue and starry-eyed in their face, which are the peacemakers of the United States going everywhere. And peace is not working very well. Well, why is it? Well, now you know. And when you know this, you can help promote this peaceful intention. So I feel that I will be getting a Nobel Peace Prize when someone nominates me for this. And then when that happens, this message will go to the world. This will promote peace for the whole planet. Along with all of the rest of our techniques that we all have, this will bring a great message to humanity about the process of peace, known as the original instructions underneath these universal laws of peace. And I know that we can do this, because this is the time that we've been waiting for all of us to awaken to this great wisdom, which is the missing link to peace that will activate every subject on the planet, everything that we're doing, job, going to school, going to work. This will get us to understand how to stay in peace, because if we're not in peace, we'll affect ourselves. And if we're doing these things, we go into a low vibrational frequency with our bodies, and that causes illness, sickness, and disease, which causes diseases. Now, right now, there's a lot of things going on. In order to match the frequencies coming in, which is peace, love, and harmony, vibrant love, and caring for the betterment of all things on the planet, for the animals, for the birds, for the rivers, the mountains, microorganisms, all of creation, we got to do this in order to make it into the new world ahead, because there's a new Mother Earth. She's like a little baby. She's getting ready. She has to birth into existence to become older and stronger. When she gets old enough to take over, the old mother is going to lift off, and the new mother is going to pop into play, where everything will turn really beautiful, vibrant, like really young. Everything is beautiful and healthy, and the trees grow back, the rivers are pure and clean. In order for us to be in that place, we have to be pure in our minds and our thoughts and our emotions and actions. In order for this to happen, it's very important for everyone to wake up. And the only way they can wake up is some of us have to go to work to clean and clear the web so they can wake up, because they're asleep. This is called the zombie apocalypse. They're walking around on the streets asleep because they're controlled by the matrix itself. And when we clear the matrix, we give them that jump start to make it into the fourth and fifth dimension. As we move into the future, those who are choosing not to get into the fourth dimension or the third dimension is too low of frequencies, and their bodies are deteriorating and falling apart. They're going crazy. They kill themselves. They kill others. Disease, illness, and sickness. They pick up weapons. They go to war. They fly planes. They drop chemicals. Those ones like that cannot make it in the force field much longer, because they're low vibrational frequency, and they can't live in the frequency we're living in, and they will leave accordingly. In the next 5 and 6 years, you will see most of those warring, fighting, Navy peoples on the planet will be gone. And this is blessing them, loving them, holding compassion for them. And remember, it's an individual journey, and those who save themselves, protect themselves, the Christ conscious energy awakens in their heart. Now Jesus Christ comes and touches them in their heart, because they become the Jesus Christ consciousness, and they awaken. And then that's where they get saved. It will come from within themselves. There's not going to be some Jesus Christ type person going to come around and touch everybody and say, you're all healed. It's going to come from your own self. It's healing your emotions, getting out of your anger, hatred, jealousy, resentment, negativity, lying, stealing, all those kinds of things that's dysfunctional. If not, the energy coming in from the galactic center will keep those people's situations going to be very painful. Low vibrational frequencies, and that will surely get them off the planet, or it will keep them on the planet. Because this is heaven upon earth. Heaven upon earth is only out there somewhere. In the heavenly realms, where you go out there, you'll deal with other adjusters, because you didn't do it in a great way on the planet. So now you'll be dealt with accordingly, and then through that you'll have to come back to another dimensional force, or burn back into existence. There's many ways that can happen for individuals, but that's kind of a deep subject. But at this time, we're told to keep it simple. And I really, really hope that everyone got this, and to go to my website at earthwisdomfoundation.net and promote this work. and I like to see $5 million plus be donated in there for my organization and also for Dr. Sarah, because what's good for me is good for her, is good for all these wisdom carriers around the earth, because we're all worthy of our work. And I know that this one that I'm promoting to the great I am within myself, for the betterment of all of us, the we, will provide peace for the planet, because it's healing, it's activating springs that fill up dry riverbeds. It heals the consciousness of humanity. It's bringing health, which is going to allow the Mother Earth to have a gentle shift instead of harsh shifts. When we do this work, we're calming the harsh energy to help us evolve into the future upon heaven upon earth. So we'll have gentle earthquakes, gentle volcanic eruptions, gentle winds, and these things. If not, we're going to have the harsh shifts that's coming down the road, because the tectonic plates are getting ready to move. They're like weights on a tire, and they will shift around the planet. That means where there's land, there can be water. Where there's water, there can be land. But those of us who are awake, there's no reason to have any fear about anything, because Mother Earth is going to tell us, hey, move off to the side over there a little bit. We're going to tweak that area to reset the weights, to rebalance the true north, south, east, and west directions. And then as we go to 0 point, the prophecies say the sun may come up in the west, because the rotation will shift and turn the other direction towards the divine feminine as we move back towards a gentle time in that feminine spin. And both spins will be there, but this is many prophecies, many dreams and visions. The scientists know this, the psychics, the intuitives, we all have the same similar information. And everyone has many special dreams and visions at this time. And this is why it's really, really important to open our hearts and really, really start studying and pay attention to what we can do to help ourselves and help our brothers and sisters awaken too, without telling them how to walk, how to be, what they should have to do. You better do this, you got to do this, I'm here to make you do this or that. Well, that's controlling. You're doing that. Be careful, because they can attack you, be upset with you. And no one likes to know it all. Remember that.
Well,
Especially
Rainbow, we have come to the end of our time together. I want to thank everyone that's on this webinar. I also want to give contact info. I did type out earthwisdomfoundation.net. You can continue the conversation on the YouTube channel that this will be on, and I'll make sure any comments that come in for you get to you. But what is a great contact number or email for you? I put your website up. Samara put your website up as well, which there's a live link. What's another way people can get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with me at my cell phone number at 360-515-8020.
5158. I'm sorry, can you say that number one more time?
360-515-8020. And my website is earthwisdomfoundation.net. And we'd really like people to get in touch with us, because we're going to educate with this documentary around the planet that's going to educate humanity about nature's laws, Mother Nature in action, the universal laws of peace. That'll be the documentary as we go around the equator to prove to humanity principles of peace and how that works. So this is why we're looking for these millions of dollars, again, $5 million plus into the future, to bring humanitarian work, to bring peace for the betterment of each other equally, for all of the environment, for all the animals, birds, rivers, mountains, everything, and bring awareness about the bird councils, the tree councils, the animal councils. All these things have been asked to have a voice. So we have people out there.
So you're asking, thank you.
So they're the voice, like the whales, like Granny and others, Mary Gittins and others.
So you're...
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. And so I just want to make your request really, really specific. You're asking anyone that's listening that wants to contribute to the documentary that's being made about you, about this process, to get in touch with you. And for the solstice, we'll write a little bit of the process on the information when this is published. Rainbow and Thunderheart and I will go and make sure we write something down so you know how you should prepare for the solstice this winter. We love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, so much, and we'll see you. We'll do this again where we've got all the technical things worked out with being online and the webinar working. Thank you all so much for being here. Love you. So much peace to you. Thank you, Brav.
I'd like to say one more thing for solstice.
Yes, please.
Everyone's going out for solstice to do some ceremony here and there. Please read the book if you can. It tells how to heal and clear the environment, clear yourself, and doing those things during the solstice times wherever you go. I've invited many to Big Bear. That's where I'll be. That's been sent out. Anyone wants to know, go to our website or call me, and the information is there. And blessings be to you wherever you're at around the world. It's a time of peace. We love you all, and keep up the great work out there. Thank you all. We love you. Blessings be. Love you. Now we'll see.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so we'll continue the conversation in the comments. Namaste. Aloha.